The National Football League has traveled south of the border as we are in Mexico City, Mexico on EA Sports. Today we've got another installment of the International Series, and it should be a good one, between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Minnesota Vikings. Dan Bailey now to put the ball in the air, and we are underway from Mexico City. This is taken at his 4. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
So first and 10 now from the 30. Minshew, first and 10. Side of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. After the sack, it's second and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Looking to throw it. Minshew. Best to his running back, Leonard Fournette.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Minshew throwing on third down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack by big number 98, Linval Joseph. They were trying to set up that screen, trying to get that screen to formulate. Took too long.
Ends up taking a sack, and that leads you to a couple of other questions. Number one, why don't you just get rid of the football near the screen guy so that you don't take an interception? But really the big one, they just took everything away, and he was really kind of flummoxed on that play and ended up taking the sack.
And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it first and 10 at their 36-yard line. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 12 yards there, first down Vikings.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
On first down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be second down. The tackle by Quincy Williams. The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9.
Listen to me. 5. Mike 5-4. Coming, baby. I'm coming, baby.
Cousins now from the 50. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Like a freight train off the edge, Calais Campbell with a sack. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starting in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
19 yards that time for number 19.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a first and 10 right at the 40. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Eluding the pressure right. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. That catch good for 5. It's third down. Third and short yardage. Cousins. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that will be incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember. Does the big boy have the juice? Past the 20, 10, and they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. We talk about it a lot. One of the dangers of the long field goal, you got to kind of hit it low and drive it. That makes it susceptible to a block here. Not only do they block it, they return it.
And how about how well they did on the return where they didn't create a penalty? Oftentimes in that type of a scrambling situation, someone will clip, someone will block below the waist, right? You name it. In this case, though, that didn't happen. They formed it up, and he took it all the way back for a touchdown.
Now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Last time, they had a little bit of a special teams breakdown. That field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold, kick. Obviously, the blocking to keep people out. So what you really want to do is get in there and get 6 points and take the pressure off of those guys.
And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory. Terrific run from one of the fastest backs in the game today, a guy who keeps defensive coordinators up at night, no doubt.
Remember when we were meeting with the D coordinator before the game and all he talked about was run fits, making sure our guys were in the right place so there were no creases?
They missed their fits, didn't they?
Yeah, there was no fit there. The only fit was at the end when he threw his headset down after that big run.
They run again on first down. Cook. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A 13-yard touchdown run as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Well, they ran the toss, trusting he had the speed to get to the edge, and he did.
And there really wasn't any doubt about that because the scouting report told you that this guy could flat-out run. When you give him a little bit of space and a chance to get there, he usually does.
Extra point up and good by Bailey, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
First down 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Hey, you got 3 down.
Fournette, a first down carry. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
From the 45 on second down, Minshew. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Everson Griffin. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
It's third down. 3rd and 13.
Let's go. 15, run. 15, run.
So 3rd and long, here's Minshew. And that is incomplete. Had to pass there, 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the first down, even throwing the football.
Here's Logan Cook now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And this will be down by a member of the kicking team just outside of the 30-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. They're eager to get out there and put it on display.
It's a gain of 18. And the Vikings first down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, deep. Man up, deep. Wide. We got double up.
Running the jet sweep. This is Thielen with it. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Listen. Good route here.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation. And there, the defense won the battle. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From the gun, here's Cousins. And the throw there going to be incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
So on 4th down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Ready, set.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility...
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Everson Griffin able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Another try after the first down sack. Minshew. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
I got kicked out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. With the tight end drip,
and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Trey Waynes, the Michigan State man, right there in coverage.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second. And it'll be intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. 3rd and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him, and what I mean by that is what you said. 3rd and long, got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
Being chased out left. Lets it fly, and that's caught inside the 35. A big play there just before halftime. 48 yards.
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great. Let's go for the end zone. If not, settle for a field goal. Looks like they can try to hit pay dirt. First down. Here's the run with Cook. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Vikings have taken the lead. And they got the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
That one complete. He finds Sharp. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
Throwing on first down is Minshew. Going up top. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
Intended for DJ Chark. Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. On 2nd and 10, it's Minshew. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. Chris Conley, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll throw now on the final play. And a diving grab. I think he got that, yes. And now before they run this play on 4th and 1, we're going to get a break and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the 2nd half. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the 2nd half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Check the out. Check the out. Check the out. Hey, flip him.
A toss to Cook. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
And the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And he finds Cook. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 43. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. Johnson was the intended receiver. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a 2nd half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
Ready, ready. And Tucson. Exit, exit. Get it.
Here's Minshew. Complete to his tight end, Seth DeValve. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first. Now Leonard Fournette. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. On 2nd down, Minshew. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 26.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and this is what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down. And that run was memorable for only one reason. There's absolutely no place to run with the football. No gaps, no creases, no gain.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Minshew. The open man is Westbrook. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. That puts him in excellent position. 1st and goal after a gain of 19.
Ready, ready. Check line 54. Line 54. Here we go. Ready.
They'll try and run forward with Fournette. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Back now in Mexico City. It's Jaguar football, but a little work to do for them. They trail here as we start the 4th. 2nd down and goal. Minshew. And that ball is caught by DJ Chark for the Jags touchdown. 10 yards on the touchdown pass as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Here we go, G. First.
Throwing on 2nd down. Cousins. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Fournette. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
They'll run it again with Fournette. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a third and about 4 more for a first.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Minshew sets to throw. This one complete to the tight end, O'Shaughnessy. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to break our 4th quarter tie. And Lambeau will put this one through, and they take a 17-14 lead. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Back to throw. That'll be complete to Cook. Give them 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Cousins throw complete to Thielen. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Cook. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. He'll look to throw. It's complete to Diggs. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. On first down, Cook looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Here's Cousins. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Charles, I think back to your earlier statement about the visitors being the underdogs, needing to win that turnover battle. And this defense, they forced 2 turnovers so far, a big reason why they lead this game.
Yeah, and I know defenses always talk about getting turnovers in bunches, getting those takeaways. 2's not a bunch, but it's plenty in this game, exactly the formula they need. And I got to tell you, partner, I like it when you think back to something I said that actually comes true, that's actually right.
That happens more often than you might think. Back to throw. And this is Cook with the ground. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 12-yard line. They'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Johnson, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Now Cousins. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. And they're not able to complete it. Now just 6 seconds remain. Time for 1, maybe 2 more plays. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. And, the stadium clock says 0, but the one on your screen is the one that matters. And the officials say, yes, it's a timeout with 1 second left to go and a field goal try forthcoming to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick is good. And that will tie things at 17-all. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
61, matchbox, light. 25, check 25, check 25.
Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike.
Now a first throw here in overtime. His throw incomplete. DJ Chark, the intended target, and it's 3rd down. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face. Good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Well, I know you're toward the middle of the field here, but still, 4th down this distance, you got to punt it right.
That's definitely the first instinct because you say, okay, let's just play some field position, make sure we don't lose the game here, turn it over in a key spot. But if you feel really good about your trigger guy, if you feel great about him, you might want to leave the ball in his hands and let him work his magic.
So a big move here, playing to win in overtime. They're going to go for it on 4th down. On 4th down, Minshew. And this is incomplete. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it, but they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Part 1 is done, now part 2. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. What can Cousins do in the OT? Forced out to his left. And an alley to run. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. He's got a first out and more inside the 30. And down to the 27-yard line. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well.
Check 4, check 4. What? X3, 218, chopper.
On the ground, it's Cook. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. From the 22, Cousins rolling to his left. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. That'll put him close to 100 yards receiving. He's at 98, and he's got a first down. Now a play fake here on first down. He'll buy some time right. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
Brandon, I go ahead and kick it right now. I know it's only 2nd down, but I kick it and give myself a little margin for error here.
Don't wait for 3rd. Have the extra down just in case.
If something goes wrong, messed up snap, anything like that, you fall on it, guess what? It's 3rd down. You still have the ball. You still have a chance to kick it.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. The corner blitz works to perfection for A.J. Boye.
Now, you've been around me a long time now. You know on 2nd and inches, I love it when teams are aggressive and take a shot, but we just saw the downside to being that aggressive, didn't we?
Now you've given up on a pretty likely 1st down if they had run the football, and they need to come up with something here on 3rd. Line of scrimmage at the 4. Here's 3rd and goal.
Hey, Will. Switch.
From the gun, here's Cousins. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. And remember, he had one blocked earlier. And he got it! The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goes from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot to it.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say adios from Mexico City.